My name is Julian Rice and I'll be your host for the night with Cooking with Julian. Now, as you may wonder, what are we going to be cooking? Who is this guy? You know, who is he? I can assure you, tonight you'll learn something new about flavor, adding it to your food, making everything taste wonderful. First dish on the menu, salmon! Yes, salmon. After that, scallops! Now, many people wonder, why a fish and seafood? That may not match. But I assure you, put these two together on a nice bed of rice, season these bad up, everything will be ready. Okay, now first thing we're gonna need to do is get some water boiling because of the rice, and that's gonna take a good minute to cook. So I'm gonna grab a good old-fashioned boiler and some water. While that's getting ready, I'm gonna get my second skillet ready. I'm gonna put it on my power burner on the right, because that's the hottest item on this stove per se. And with that, I'm gonna preheat that a little. Get everything ready and going. Scallops right there. I'm gonna open them up. Smell that deliciousness. Now, we're gonna open up the salmon. They got salmon! Oh yes, the salmon. The key ingredient. Now, I'm gonna put my favorite treat, infused garlic oil. It's not your average oil. It's infused with garlic at the bottom, as you see in there. Gives the food a nice garlicky flavor. I'm gonna put that some in my pan. Put a little bit much, but it's all gonna work out. I'm gonna let that coat the bottom of my pan. Put my pan on a low heat. I don't want it to get too hot. My next order of business, the water still filling up. That's perfect. That's great. That's good. I'm gonna take out some seasonings now that I want to put on there. Nice little Italian seasoning for old-fashioned Italy taste. I want some chili powder because I like a little bit of spice in mine. I'm gonna add some crushed red pepper because I like a little bit more spice. I'm gonna add some Tabasco sauce because I like a little bit more spice. Some black pepper. Oh, what do you know? The water's ready to become boiled. Yeah. I'm gonna put that on the stove. Yeah. That's gonna be on the stove. We're gonna get that water boiling, get it nice and ready. Okay. Now, how I usually test to see if my skillet's hot enough is, usually I take a little dab of water. Little dab. Trust me. If you put a lot, you're gonna regret it. And I go BAM! Now you can tell that's a little bit too hot, so turn it down a little. Put it down right there in the medium. I'm gonna grab my knife. I'm gonna open up my salmon. We're gonna take a commercial break. When we come back, this salmon will be on there nice and juicy, and you're gonna start seeing some magic happen in this kitchen. Welcome back to Cooking with Julian. As you can see, I already started to put the salmon and start searing it. The water, I switched eyes so the water can start power boiling because my skillet was a little bit too hot. Now I'm gonna flip the salmon here for the first time. You see that searedness? Do you really see that? Beautiful, beautiful, really beautiful. Now I'm gonna start putting some seasonings on here, and I'm gonna keep it simple and start with the pepper. Pepper's pretty good. Put some pepper on that salmon right there. Be careful that your eye's not too hot because you don't want to burn the seasoning. You want the seasoning to be hot enough where it gets infused with the meat itself. So most people have that misconception. And on top of that, I'm gonna add a little bit of my Italian seasoning. I'm not gonna add my spicy seasoning yet until I add my scallops. Smells delicious. Now, next order of business, you know, I can tell, you know, the water's getting there. The water's getting there. You know. Now it's time to start add my scallops. You know, most people don't know. When you look at scallops on the bag, you're like, damn, these are big. But most actually, scallops actually shrink. How so? Take one of these scallops. Let's say, come on, I'm gonna touch it. I'll wash my hands. Look how big that is. By the time it's done, it's gonna look like that, if not. But anyway, I'm gonna add my scallops. I'm gonna add the whole bag. I know it's a lot of scallops, but you gotta love scallops. Especially when you get some bacon wrapped ones. Oh man, my mom used to make those all the time. They were good. They really were. Now I'm gonna take a trip, wash my hands. Father always said, clap. 3 series of claps and you know you're done. Now as you can hear, the fire kind of died down. And you know, I'm gonna cut it up a little. Because what's gonna happen now, my scallop was still partially frozen. With that, all the excess water is gonna come in now and kind of flood the pot a little. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm actually going to have to drain some of this, you know. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, you'll see the scallops in their nice prime, you know, before I show you the next step. And the water is going to be at a boil. Trust me, take care.